You see a 72-year-old Shaolin monk training in the courtyard of the Shaolin Temple in Henan, China. 6 hours a day, every day. No protein shakes, no gym membership, no supplements. Now look at his arms. The muscle is there, dense, functional, the kind of muscle that doesn't disappear when you stop going to the gym for 3 weeks. Meanwhile, the average American man over 70 loses 3% of his muscle every single year, no matter how much protein he eats. How? That's not a rhetorical question. There's a specific answer, and it has nothing to do with genetics or discipline or some mystical monk training secret. It comes down to one seed, a seed that Chinese physicians have been prescribing for 5,000 years. A seed whose exact biological mechanism scientists only discovered in 2024. Stay with me, because at minute 9, I'm going to show you the one thing the fitness industry gets completely backwards about muscle after 70. And at minute 13, the complete protocol that costs less per month than a single tub of whey protein. You've been told you need more protein, more whey, more shakes, more supplements. That's backwards. The problem isn't how much protein you eat after 70. The problem is that your body stopped listening to it. After 70, something called anabolic resistance sets in. Your muscle cells lose their sensitivity to protein signals. You can eat all the whey you want, and a significant portion of it gets wasted. It's like pressing the gas pedal on a car with a blocked engine. The fuel goes in, the car doesn't move. The real culprit is a collapse in IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1. This is the hormone that tells your muscles to rebuild after stress. A 2020 study from BMC Musculoskeletal Disorders tracked 3,176 elderly patients and found that low IGF-1 levels were independently associated with reduced skeletal muscle mass, not weakly associated independently. That means when IGF-1 drops, muscle follows, regardless of protein intake. Here's what we're covering today. First, the mechanism, why IGF-1 collapses and what hemp does at the cellular level. Second, the modern trap, why the $22 billion protein industry is selling you something that doesn't fix the actual problem. And third, the complete 3-tier protocol. Tier 1 takes 30 seconds. Tier 3 takes 5 minutes. All of it costs about 50 cents a day. Shaolin monks eat almost no meat. They've been strict vegetarians for over 1,000 years. Their diet is built around legumes, grains, vegetables, and seeds. Specifically, a seed they call huma ren. Huma ren, the seed of the hemp plant, not cannabis, not CBD. The nutritional seed, hemp hearts, which you can buy at any Whole Foods, Costco, or Amazon for about $12 a bag. Here's what makes this seed different from every other protein source you've tried. In 2024, researchers from the National Research Foundation of Korea published a study that found hemp seed extract activates something called the JAK2 STAT5B signaling pathway inside muscle cells. That pathway is the biological switch that triggers IGF-1 production, not just protein synthesis, the upstream signal that makes protein synthesis possible in the first place. No other common food does this. Whey protein doesn't activate JAK2 STAT5B. Eggs don't. Chicken doesn't. Hemp does. Think of it this way. Your muscles are a construction site. Protein is the building material, but without a foreman giving instructions, the materials just sit there. IGF-1 is the foreman. Hemp seed activates the foreman. Without hemp, you're delivering bricks to an empty lot with no workers. That same year, a second study published in the Journal of Advanced Research showed that hemp protein hydrolysates, broken down hemp proteins, reverse dexamethasone induced muscle atrophy in mice. Dexamethasone is a drug that destroys muscle. Hemp reversed it. Muscle fibers normalized. Mass recovered. Strength came back. These are animal and cell studies. Human trials at this scale are still in progress, but the mechanism is clear. And the observational evidence from 5,000 years of human use is hard to ignore. Quick test right now. Think about the last time you trained hard, walked a long distance, carried something heavy, did any physical work. How long were you sore afterward? If the answer is more than 48 hours, your body is struggling to rebuild. That's anabolic resistance showing up in real time. Write that number down. We're coming back to it. Tier 1 of this protocol is simple. 3 tablespoons of hemp hearts on your breakfast, on your oatmeal, in your yogurt, in a smoothie, anywhere. 3 tablespoons gives you 10 g of protein, plus the omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, closest to what your body evolved to use. 3-1, don't heat them above 165-degree environment. C. The fatty acids oxidize at high heat, and you lose the benefit. Do this every morning for 7 days. You won't feel a dramatic change immediately. Honest. What you will notice is better digestion and possibly better sleep from the magnesium. The muscle changes happen at a cellular level and take 4 to 6 weeks to become measurable. But you're activating the mechanism from day one. The most common mistake at Tier 1, buying hemp protein powder instead of hemp hearts. The processing strips out the essential fatty acids. You need the whole seed, hemp hearts, also called shelled hemp seeds. Green beige, soft, nutty, not brown powder. Tier 1 alone won't complete the picture because there's a second layer that most men miss entirely. Here's what the fitness industry doesn't tell you about IGF-1. The protein supplement market is worth $22 billion globally. The average man over 60 spends $40 to $80 a month on protein shakes, and 1 in 4 men over 70 is clinically sarcopenic, meaning they're losing muscle faster than their body can replace it, regardless of protein intake. $22 billion and still losing muscle. Why? Because whey protein targets the downstream end of muscle synthesis. It provides amino acids, but it doesn't fix anabolic resistance. It doesn't activate IGF-1. It doesn't reduce the chronic inflammation that blocks the response to those amino acids in the first place. At minute 3, I promise to show you what the industry gets backwards. Here it is. More protein doesn't solve a hormone problem. You don't fix a broken engine by adding more fuel. You fix the engine first. Meanwhile, in a remote valley in southern China called Bama, pronounced Bama, 1 in every 3,000 people lives past 100, active, muscular, working in fields, carrying water. Scientists from Guangxi Medical University have been studying this community for decades. The Bama Valley has 5.7 times more centenarians than the global standard. Their diet, hemp seeds, wild greens, sweet potatoes, legumes, water from mineral-rich springs. A 2017 study replicated in animal models showed that an aged mouse diet built around hemp and leafy greens produced longer lives, better cognition, less metabolic syndrome, and protection against the chronic inflammation that destroys muscle and aging. Low calories, high nutrient density, and hemp as the daily anchor. The industry can't patent a seed. That's why you've never heard this from your doctor. Now grab something nearby, a jar, a bottle, a tool. Grip it as hard as you can. Hold for 5 seconds. Grip strength is the single most accurate predictor of muscle health after 70, according to multiple longevity studies. Note how it feels. Is it easy or labored? Is there fatigue by second 3 or second 5? That reading is your baseline. We're going to come back to it in 30 days. Tier 2 adds 2 elements to the hemp foundation. First, resistance signal. Hemp activates IGF-1, but IGF-1 needs to know where to direct the building. Without a physical signal, IGF-1 circulates without instructions. Every morning, before you eat, do 3 sets of 10 bodyweight squats. That's it. 3 minutes total. That mechanical stress tells your muscle fibers to recruit IGF-1. Together, hemp plus resistance is the signal plus material combination your body was designed for. Second, protein density at the breakfast meal. Hemp gives you 10 grams per 3 TBSP. Add 20 more from 2 eggs or a cup of Greek yogurt. Research on older adults consistently shows 25 to 35 g of protein per meal, not spread thin all day, is the threshold for activating muscle protein synthesis in the 60-plus range. 1 high-protein meal anchored by hemp is more effective than 3 moderate meals. Tier 1 plus Tier 2 is under 5 minutes of daily effort. The compound effect at 30 days is measurable. Faster recovery, less soreness, more consistent energy through afternoon. The mistake at Tier 2, starting the squats without the hemp already in place. The resistance creates demand. The hemp creates the hormone signal. In the wrong order, you get soreness with minimal return. Sequence matters. The complete system is 3 layers working simultaneously. Morning, 3 tablespoons hemp hearts in your first meal. 10 minutes of light resistance movement, squats, push-ups, or a brisk uphill walk. Total protein at that meal, 30 g minimum. Midday, a normal meal with 25 to 30 g of protein. If you have hemp seed oil, which is different from CBD oil, just the pressed seed, 1 TBSP in a salad dressing or soup adds additional omega-3 and a secondary IGF-1 supporting mechanism. Optional, not required. Evening, 2 tablespoons of hemp hearts in yogurt or a light snack. The protein is slow digesting overnight. The magnesium supports sleep quality. Sleep is when muscle actually repairs. The nocturnal window is where up to 40% of daily muscle synthesis happens. Total cost, $18 to $25 a month. Compare that to the $40 to $80 most men spend on protein powder that bypasses the core problem. Here's what happens in the timeline if you execute this. Day 1 through 7, better digestion, possibly better sleep, no dramatic change. Day 14 through 21, recovery from exercise starts to shorten. The 72-hour soreness becomes 36 to 48 hours. The mechanism is working. Day 30, do the grip test again. Compare to your baseline from minute 11. Most men at 30 days report 10 to 15% improvement. Stair climbing feels different. Standing up from chairs is less effortful. Day 60 through 90, composition shift. Not bodybuilder visible, functional dense. Clothes fit differently. Energy at 3:1 p.m. is different. The chronic fatigue that came from ongoing muscle breakdown starts to lift. Now at minute 13, if you want the full 90-day system, the complete troubleshooting guide, all the protocols for sleep, energy, pain, and mobility integrated into a single program, I put everything into a comprehensive guide. Link in the description. Everything you need to reclaim your vitality without depending on supplements or gyms. 4 common problems at this stage. If you bought hemp protein powder instead of hemp hearts, switch immediately. The processing removes the fatty acids. The JAK2 activation comes from the whole seed extract, not the isolated protein. If you're 2 weeks in and feel nothing, add the resistance component. Without the physical signal, the elevated IGF-1 has no target. If you have digestive adjustment in the first week, start with 1 urine TBSP. Add a second in week 2. Reach 3 by week 3. Drink water. The fiber needs hydration. If you hit a plateau after month 2, add evening hemp to your protocol if you haven't, and audit your total protein. The system works in full. Partial implementation gives partial results. This isn't mystical. The monks at Shaolin didn't have the 2024 Korean study. They didn't know about JAK2 Stat 5b. They knew that a vegetarian diet built around hemp seeds, daily physical training, and structured rest kept their bodies functional into old age. 5,000 years of observational data eventually produces the same conclusions as molecular biology. Modern science caught up in 2024. You don't need to be a monk. You need a jar of hemp hearts, 3 TBSP every morning, 10 minutes of movement, and 30 g of protein at breakfast. That's the foundation. Here's what you do now. Tonight, order hemp hearts on Amazon or check your local store. Manitoba Harvest, Nutiva, or Bob's Red Mill. Any brand that says hemp hearts or shelled hemp seeds. Cost about $12. Tomorrow morning, 3 TBSP on your breakfast. Do 10 squats before you eat. Log your soreness level at night. This week, hit Tier 1 every single day. Consistency over 7 days is worth more than a perfect protocol on 3 days. This month, add resistance, add evening hemp, do the grip test at day 30. The one thing that ruins everything, switching to hemp protein powder because it's more convenient. The powder is not the same mechanism. You need the whole seed. The $22 billion industry built a product that treats your muscles like a logistics problem. More protein in, more muscle out. The centenarians of Bama, China, and the monks of Henan province solved it differently. They treated the hormonal environment first. They gave their bodies the signal, the muscle followed. 3 TBSP, 30 seconds every morning. If this story changes how you view the potential of your own body as you age, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. We are uncovering the biological truths that have been hidden by modern marketing. Plant the seeds of your future health today. The next breakthrough in longevity will be revealed soon.